Money and the Law of Attraction, Learning to Attract Wealth, Health, and Happiness by Esther and Hicks, The Teaching of Abraham. We are now on page 68, so this is going to be fun. Happy week, happy new day, and this is going to be an amazing session. Amazing, I feel it. So good. So happy day, everyone. Let's see here. Oh. Perfect. 2 seconds here. I was just hitting something. There we go. Perfect. The power of vibrational spending, vibrational money. Abraham. Here is a process that can quickly help you shift the balance of your thoughts regarding money to a place where you can begin to let more money flow easily into your experience. Put $100 in your pocket and keep it with you at all times. As you move through your day, deliberately notice how many things you could exchange this money for. I could purchase that. I could do that. Someone replied to us that $100 really does not buy that much in today's economy. But we explained that if you mentally spend that $100 1,000 times today, you have vibrationally spent $100,000. That sort of positive focus will dramatically change your vibrational balance about money. This vibrational spending process will cause you to feel differently about money. And when that happens, your point of attraction will shift, and more money must flow into your experience. It is law. Someone said to us, Abraham, I didn't have the $100, but I put an IOU in my pocket. And we said, that is defeating the process, because you are walking around with a feeling of debt in your pocket, which is exactly the opposite of what you want to do. You want to feel your prosperity. And so, even if it is only $20, $50, or if it is $1,000 or $10,000 that you have in your pocket, utilize it effectively to help you notice how good things are now. Because in your acknowledgement of your prosperous now, your prosperity must become more. So good. So happy beautiful day, Jen, and happy beautiful day, everyone who's here. So cool. Let's move on. Great game. Yes, needing money won't attract it. Jerry. Abraham, one of my greatest disappointments as I have worked to help people find greater financial success is that those who needed the money the most had the least success with what I was teaching them, while those who needed it the least had the most success with it. That has always seemed backward to me. It seemed like those who needed it more would try harder, and eventually they should succeed. Abraham. Anyone who is in a place of lack, no matter how much action they offer, attracts more lack. In other words, the powerful feeling outweighs any action that they offer. Any action that is offered from a place of lack is always counterproductive. Those who were not feeling need were not in a place of lack, and so their action was productive. Your experience was in absolute harmony with the law of attraction, as is every experience. There is not a shred of evidence anywhere in the universe that is to the contrary of this what we are speaking of. Jerry. Also, what I noticed was that by and large, those who didn't achieve much success or weren't very interested in even hearing about achieving success were people who had been taught that to want money was evil or immoral, and that the best thing for them to do was to remain as they were, even thought they were unfulfilled. Abraham. The reason that many reach a place where they say that they do not the reason that many reach a place where they say that they do not have desire is because they have wanted and wanted and wanted, but because they have not understood that every subject is two subjects. They have given more of their attention to the lack of what they have wanted than to the and then to what they wanted. And so they continue to attract the lack of what they want. And then, eventually, they were just worn down by it, as a person begins to associate wanting with not having. So much so that to want is an unpleasant experience. Then he or she says, I no longer want, because every time I want something, I get myself in this place of discomfort. And so it is easier for me to not to want in the first place. Happy beautiful day, Scott. So good. What if a poor one doesn't feel poor? Jerry, if others who are noticing you and comparing you to themselves come to the conclusion that you are poor, but you don't feel poor, then you wouldn't be in a state of lack, and so you would be able to move quickly toward more abundance in that case, right? Abraham, that is correct. Others' assessment of you has no bearing on your point of attraction unless you're bothered by their assessment. Comparing your experience to the experiences of others can amplify a feeling of lack within you if you come to the conclusion that they have succeeded more greatly than you have, and you then activate within yourself a feeling of being less than. Also, noticing a lack of prosperity in the experience of others does not put you in a place of attracting greater prosperity for yourself, because you will be getting what you think about. What you draw to you or keep from you has nothing to do with what anyone else is doing. An improved feeling of prosperity, even if your current reality does not justify the feeling, will always bring more prosperity to you. Paying attention to the way you feel about money is a much more productive activity than noticing how others are doing. Allowing more money to flow into your experience requires far less than most people understand. All that is required is that you achieve a vibrational balance in your own thoughts. If you want more money but doubt you can achieve it, you are not in balance. If you want more money but you believe there is something wrong in having money, you are not in balance. If you want more money and you are angry at those who have more money, you are not in balance. When you're feeling those emotions of inadequacy, yeah, insecurity, jealousy, injustice, anger, and so on, your emotional guidance system is letting you know that you are out of alignment with your own desire. Most people make no effort in coming into personal alignment with the subject of money. Instead, they spend years, even lifetimes, pointing out perceived injustice, attempting to define the rightness or wrongness of the subject, and even trying to put laws in place to orchestrate the flow of money in the civilization when a rather small effort. in comparison with the impossible attempt at controlling those outsider circumstances would yield them an enormous return. Nothing is more important than you feel good. For when you feel good, you are in harmony with your greater intent. Many believe that hard work and struggle are not only a requirement to achieve success, but that working hard and struggling along is a more honorable way of living life. Those hard times of struggle certainly do help you in the defining of what you desire, but until you release the feeling of struggle, what you desire cannot come into your experience. Often people feel as if they need to prove their worthiness, and that once that it's accomplished, then and only then will rewards be given. But we want you to know that you are already worthy, and that proving yourself worthy is not only not possible, but unnecessary. What is necessary for you to receive the rewards or benefits that you seek is alignment with the essence of those benefits. You have to first bring yourself into vibrational alignment with the experience you wish to live. We recognize that words do not teach, and that our knowledge regarding the laws of the universe and of your value do not necessarily mean that now that you have read our words, you now know your value. However, as you consider the premises that we are laying out for you here, and as you begin the application of the processes that we are suggesting here, it is our knowing that the universe response to your improved vibration will give you the evidence of the existence of these laws. It will not be long and it will not require much deliberate application of what you are reading here before you will convinced of your own value and of your ability to create whatever you desire. The primary reasons that people do not believe in their own value is because they often have not found a way to get what they want. And so they incorrectly assume that someone outside of them does not approve and is somehow withholding the reward. That is never true. You are the creator of your experience. Marx makes statements such as, I want to be the best that I can be. I want to do and have and live in a way that is in harmony with my idea of the greatest goodness. I want to harmonize physically here in this body with that which I believe to be the best or the good way of life. If you will make those statements and then do not take action unless you feel good, you will always be moving upon the path in harmony with your idea of that which is good. What is my financial abundance story? Abraham. I believe in lack is the reason that more people are not allowing themselves the financial abundance they desire. When you believe that there is a finite pile of abundance and that there is not enough to go around, and so you feel injustice when someone has more than others, believing that because they have it, others are deprived of having it. You're holding yourself apart from abundance. It is not another's achievements of success that is responsible for your lack of achievement, but rather it is your negative comparison and your attention to the lack of your own desire. When you feel the negative emotion that you feel as you accuse accuse others of injustice or squandering wealth or hoarding, or when you simply believe that there is not enough to go around, you hold yourself in the position of denying your own improved condition. What anyone else has or does not have has nothing to do with you. The only thing that affects your experience is the way you utilize the non physical energy with your thought. Your abundance or lack of it in your experience has nothing to do with what anyone else is doing or having. It has only to do with your perspective. It has only to do with your offering of thought. If you want your fortunes to shift, you have to begin telling a different story. Many people criticize those who are living well, who accumulate and money and things, and that criticism is symptomatic, 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 symptomatic of their own lackful habit of thought. They want to feel better and often believe that if they can make that which they are unable to achieve wrong, then they will feel better. But they never do feel better because their attention to lack perpetuates, perpetuates lack everywhere they look. They will not feel uncomfortable in seeing someone else's achievement if that desire for achievement were not present within themselves as well. And that criticism that they often keep alive within themselves only serves to hold them in vibrational discord with what they want. In other words, if someone called you on the telephone and said to you, "Hello, you don't know me, but I'm calling to tell you that I will never call you again," you will not feel negative emotion about that caller's absence from your life because his or her presence was not something that you desired to begin with. But if someone you care about were to make that announcement to you, you will feel strong negative emotion because your desire and your belief would then be at odds. When you feel negative emotion about anything, it always means that you have a desire that has been born from your personal life experience that you are, right now, opposing with other thoughts. Vibrational discord is always the reason for negative emotion, and negative emotion is always guidance to help you redirect your thoughts to find vibrational alignment with who you really are and with your current desires. Hi, Elwin. So good. What if the poor criticize the rich? Jerry, when I was a kid, I associated with people primarily. uh, when I was a kid, I associated with poor people primarily, and we used to make fun of those who were wealthy. We criticized those who drove luxury cars, for instance. And so, as an adult, when it came time that I would like to have own a Cadillac, I couldn't bring myself to drive one because I felt that people would make fun of me as I had made fun of the others. So I drove a Mercedes because years ago people kind of thought that they were economy cars. The only way I could bring myself to drive a Cadillac, which I finally did, was to bridge my thoughts by saying, well, by buying this car, I put all those people to work who put this car together. I created jobs for all the people who supply the parts and the materials, the leather, the metal, the glass, and the craftsmen, and so on. And in that justification, then I was able to buy the car. So somehow I had discovered a process of bridging my thoughts that helped me allow that symbol of success into my experience. Abraham answering, Abraham, your process of bridging thoughts is an effective one. When you want to feel good and you gradually find increasingly better feeling thoughts, you are bringing yourself into alignment with your desire and you are releasing the resistance that is preventing your improved conditions. Focusing on opposing opinions of others is never productive because it's always caused discord within you, which also prevents your improved conditions. There will always be others who disagree with you, and your attention to them will always cause you to vibrationally disagree with your own desires. Listen to your own guidance system by paying attention to how you are feeling in order to determine the appropriateness of your desires and behaviors. There will always be someone, no matter which side of any subject you choose, who does not harmonize with you. And that is why we speak so firmly and want so much for you to understand that your greatest endeavor is to find harmony with who you really are. If you would trust in yourself, if you could believe that through all that you have lived, you have come to a place of very strong knowing, and that you can trust the way you feel as your personal form of guidance about the appropriateness or inappropriateness of what you are contemplating and doing, then you will utilize your guidance system in the way that it was really intended. So good. What if our money loses value? What if our money loses value? Jerry, Abraham, in the past our money was primarily coins, metal that had a value in and of itself. Like the $20 gold piece, the gold itself was worth $20, and the silver in the silver dollar had value. And so, it seems simple to understand the value of the coin. But now our money in and of itself has no actual value. The paper and coins are essentially valueless. I always appreciate the conventions, the conventions of money as a way of exchanging goods and talents rather than trading a chicken for a container of milk or for a basket of potatoes. But now, our money is being artific- artificially devalued, and it's becoming increasingly difficult to really understand the value of a dollar. In other words, it reminds me of my own searching for my own value. How much is my talent worth? How much should I ask for in exchange for the time and energy that I put forth? But now I'm learning from you that we don't have to consider our value in that way. We have only to consider what it is that we want and then allow it in. I'm aware that many people are feeling insecure about their financial future because they feel they don't have control over what may happen to the value of the dollar, because it's typically a handful of people who seem to control or manipulate that. Many worry that there is going to be more inflation or even another depression. I like people to understand what you've been teaching us about the law of attraction so that they won't be concerned with things that are outside of their control, like the value of the dollar. Abraham answered. Abraham, you have hit upon something very essential here regarding the subject of money, because you are right. Many of you are recognizing that the dollars today just are not worth what they were at one time. But that is another position of lack you were that is another position of lack you very often stand firmly upon that keeps you from attracting the abundance that is yours. We would like you to understand that the dollars and its assigned value is really not as important to your experience as you are believing, and that if you could put your attention upon what you are wanting in terms of being and then having and then doing, that all of the money or other means for bringing about what you want could then flow easily and much more effortlessly into your experience. We keep coming back to the same terminology. From your place of lack, you cannot attract its opposite. And so, it really is a matter of adjusting your thinking so that your thinking harmonizes with that which feels good within you. Every thought that you think vibrates, and it is by virtue of having that vibrating thought that you attract. When you think a thought of lack, that thought is vibrating at a place that is so alien to that which your inner being knows to be that your inner being cannot resonate with you at all. And the resultant feeling within you is one of negative emotion. When you think a thought of upliftment or abundance or well-being, those thoughts do harmonize with that which your inner being knows to be. And under those conditions, you're filled with a feeling of positive emotion. You may trust the way you feel as the indicator as to which side of the subject that is really two subjects you are on. Whether it's a subject of money or lack of it, or health or lack of it, or a relationship or the lack of one. Always, when you feel good, you are in the place of attracting that which you are wanting. So, good. That's it. That's it for today. So, thank you everyone for being here and co-creating with yourself and co-creating with each other. We are all in this together in this pure low source energy, and we are all experiencing differently in our own way. But that's the beauty of being ourselves, isn't it? To just, I am being me and you are being you, and everyone is being themselves. I'm not here for being something outside of myself. I'm here for feeling my alignment inside of myself and being what I want to be and do and have. And that's my freedom. That's our freedom. That's the human freedom. So good. So love you guys so much, and see you tomorrow.